week 28 of my coronavirus log. See the details in the description below and the general outline here. Saturday, September 19th. Sad news last night. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Ginsburg passed away at the age of 82.
Oops, 87.
Served 27 years on the Supreme Court. Real champion for women's rights and equality. And one of the liberal judges, I guess, or at least left-leaning, Democratic nominated. And that's setting up a fight because Mitch McConnell's already announced, he and Trump, that they're going to try and jam in a replacement that they can obviously get swing the court to get another conservative judge on there. This would be their third before the elections, which are coming up in just 2 months. What's so irksome to me about that is that McConnell also sat on a nomination when Obama was in office in his final year before the 2016 election for 10 months, so just left the seat vacant, claiming that, oh, you can't do it in an election year. So just absolute hypocrisy. I ended up going at it with somebody on Facebook that I'm not even sure I know who the hell he is. I think it's somebody I went to high school with, but I'm just so fed up with the hypocrisy and just the blatant cronyism, and just that it's basically like, yeah, we're going to fuck you if we can. Because, it'd be one thing if, like, all right, if you're going to say, all right, we're not going to do it in an election year and wait until after the election and then go through the process. So you've got the will of the people kind of being enforced through it by however the Senate ends up looking, and the presidency. But that's not what they're doing.
Guess what?
Such blatant hypocrisy. Listen to Lindsey Graham in 2016.
I want you to use my words against me. If there's a Republican president in 2016 and a vacancy occurs in the last year of the first term, you can say, Lindsey Graham said, let's let the next president, whoever it might be, make that nomination, and you could use my words against me and you'd be absolutely right.
Just the peak of hypocrisy. So, just very frustrating to me and scares me. It's another step towards 1933 and fascism, in my opinion. And it's funny because I have so many people that are like, oh, you're just a liberal. I'm not a fucking liberal. People may think I am because I don't like Trump, but I was a Republican. I actually left the party because I was so appalled by the immorality and the ineptitude of Trump that I couldn't be associated with the GOP anymore, at least not what it's become. That's why I'm more of a Lincoln Project guy, kind of a centrist. But anyway, that's disturbing, has a lot of people fired up, and I guess donations have skyrocketed overnight to opponents of Republican candidates. So that's one thing that's come out. Who knows what'll happen? It's just, you've added more fuel onto the fire of this divided nation that Trump seems to love to sow discord. Sow discord, not sow. Good news, Yankees won their 9th straight game. Crazy, they were down 4-0 to Boston. Came back. Gary Sanchez's bat is alive again. He's batted like 300 over the last 7 games, which is encouraging because he was abysmal. But he tied it up in the top of the 9th, and they ended up not walking off because they're in Boston, but they ended up winning the game, I want to say, in 11 or 12 innings. So a heck of a comeback for them. DJ LeMahieu got the winning hit, and then Jonathan Loizaga closed it out. Going to a neighborhood social distancing get-together, the cul-de-sac like we used to have. Today's actually the first day I've worn pants in like 6 months, or maybe not that long, but since the beginning of summer. It's kind of cool. And just out walking Sammy over lunchtime. What a freaking gorgeous day. I love fall. Yeah, it's the point now where I'm wearing a sweatshirt, jeans. It was in the 40s when I woke up. Now it's probably low 60s. I love this weather, but I'm continuing to listen to Bob Woodward's book on Trump, Rage, on Audible. That's the reason for the headphones. Freaking frightening. I mean, just validates everything that you see about Trump, that, he's immoral, he's inept, and watching his mishandling of the coronavirus, just his leadership style just doesn't suit to do what we need him to do. I mean, he's all over the place and all over the map. His advocates try and say he's playing, 4-dimensional chess, and that he's flexible. Well, really what he is, he's mercurial as far as his decisions. He flip-flop back and forth, doesn't have any unified strategy because he's tries to do it all himself, or he just refuses to do it. Either way, the result is not positive. But just about to finish that up, and then looking forward to the Dresden Files next book coming out next week. I'll tell you, the other thing that Woodwards' book really does is just show how China kind of screwed the pooch as far as just keeping information tight, not sharing it with the rest of the world. And more importantly, while they went in lockdown in China when COVID came out, is restricting domestic travel within China, they did not restrict it internationally, which really hurt. What's crazy is I actually have been to Wuhan. I was over there a few years ago, maybe 5 years ago now, and about an hour and a half from where Wuhan is in Hebei province. It was a beautiful area, but Jesus Christ, we're still all living with the COVID. Look at this weather. Perfect blue sky. Leaves are just starting to change. You can't really see them on any of these, but just gorgeous. And there's my pup spot. Hey, just finishing up a nice Sunday here with some music. Had a great day today. Got some yard work and housework done. Had a late lunch, early dinner with my neighbors. And now I'm just listening to some music. I made a mix of NME put out something, an article called The Story of New Wave and 15 Classic Albums. And maybe I'll kick some of this into the music section maybe. So you've got Elvis Costello, My Aim is True from 1977. Television, Marquee Moon, 1977. That's the one I'm listening to right now. I actually saw them in Chicago at Riot Fest a few years back. The Cars, 1978. Blondie, Parallel Lines, also 1978. I actually saw them, God, it might have been last summer. Devo, Q, Are We Not Men? Answer, We Are Devo from 1979. Talking Heads, Remain in Light from 1980. Adam and the Ants, I would have never thought that would be in there. Kings of the Wild Frontier. What I did not realize is a group he was in before Adam and the Ants, Bazooka, opened up for the Sex Pistols. So that gives him a little cred right there. ABC, The Lexicon of Love from 1982. Duran Duran, Rio from 1982. Yeah, I guess that's new wave. I think I'm just kind of pop because they were like all the heartthrobs when I was in high school. Culture Club, Color by Numbers, 1983. Again, I guess I wouldn't think of them as new wave, but I guess they do kind of fall into that. Talk, Spirit of Eden, 1988. And I kind of expected all the new wave stuff to be like late 70s, early 80s stuff, but they're actually taking it all the way up through the present. No Doubt, Tragic Kingdom from 1995. I remember that. Gwen Stefani. La Tigra, 1999. Paramore, After Laughter, 2017. That's definitely new with Hayley Williams. And then, I don't know these guys. Public Practice from this year, 2020. That's all the albums. Monday, September 21st. Busy day at work today, but that's okay. I'm actually making some dinner right now. Out the old Better Homes and Gardens cookbook that my mom gave me when I think it's a graduation gift from college. So this thing is old. Making some chicken Dijon. I got the chicken though, instead of doing it on the stove, I'm actually doing it in the Instant Pot. So we'll see how it comes out. Listening to an Audible book. I subscribe to Audible, and one of the things they do, in addition to the books you can buy, they give you like 6 free books a month or something like that, and you could pick usually, I think it's 2 or 3 of them. But listening to Annie Clark, who goes by St. Vincent, the artist, she's phenomenal. I've seen her a couple of times, so she's actually got a little book, kind of like more like a short story that she's walking through. Interesting. First day of autumn. It's Tuesday, September 22nd, and a sad milestone for the country today as the death toll of coronavirus has exceeded 200,000. Just a shame. Didn't all need to happen. I mean, there was going to be tragedy involved no matter what, but the U.S. just has not responded and handled it as well as the rest of the world. No matter what the GOP and Trump try and spin as far as, rewriting what their version of it is, the fact is the rest of the world has not been hit as hard because they did things differently and handled it better than we did. So I'm not much of a new agey guy, but I will do guided meditation periodically, just like 5 minutes to just kind of just let the stress out, let my body reset, especially if it's a day that's particularly hectic. And today's one of those days. A lot of stuff going on with work, back-to-back meetings, crisis all over the place. And then my daughter's calling up, freaking out because she can't figure something out with her computer at school and get it, an email to send to her professor. And I'm like, I'm not a freaking IT help desk. I'm like, call the IT help desk. And then she gets mad because I can't solve it. Or I give her solutions and she gets mad because she doesn't want to do the solution. Anyway, typical kid. But anyway, so here I am. I'm trying to do this guided meditation using my Amazon Echo. And of course, then I get the dog behind me just whining for attention. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Smile with warmth and feel the air moving down into each part of your body as you breathe in and out, noticing how smiling with kindness has made your body feel.
Well, one thing I'm trying to do is be disciplined about continuing to work out. I'm hit and miss with it. So one of the things I've realized about myself, like I just finished work, I'm smoked. It was a crazy day. I mean, I'm not fucking breaking big rocks into little rocks or anything like that. It's nothing compared to that. But just kind of a long day, back-to-back meetings. And if I don't get a workout in immediately, I'm just going to go into chill mode. So trying to get ready, get changed, get some little lifting in, and then get on the treadmill. One of the things I've done is I've got a knee brace that seems to help with my knees. They were getting kind of a catch-22. The reason my knees are bothering me is because I'm a fat bastard. So, but in order to not be a fat bastard, I got to run and work out, which puts stress on my knees. So until I get over that inertial hump, which is a hell of a hump, it's just going to be a continued battle. But honestly, the braces have helped a ton. All right, like my headband, got it done. Thursday, September 24th, one of the things dominating the headlines this week is that President Trump has basically signaled that he's not going to accept a loss, and he's setting up the election to be contested by claiming that all the mail-in votes, et cetera, which there will be a lot of because a lot of people are sending in mail-in votes because of COVID, are rigged, et cetera, even though there's no evidence to prove this. And if anything, the evidence shows that it is such a minute amount that there really is no risk for mail-in ballots. But very frightening. Looks like he's going to make a play for power. And it's obviously got people upset. And The Atlantic came out with a pretty harrowing article about it. Scares the shit out of me. I mean, this is basically like he could lose the election and then still not. He's basically said he won't leave office. Here's the part where I talk about music. Highlights from week 28 start off with 2020 virtual PearlPalooza, which is a music festival in Albany that normally takes place about now. Share a couple of highlights from that streaming event from Victory Soul Orchestra and Mirk. Next, a nice cover of Billy Bragg from Bully. And finish up with my cousin's middle son is in a band called Median. And finish up with a song from their vinyl.
I walk up in the place, spotlights on me. I see your girls all around. You say what's up to my homies, say what's up to the ladies. You know how I get it in. I'm all about my paper and I'm live, fine mixing in. Honey, give me a minute. Baby, can I interrupt? Pour some bubbly in your cup. Let's discuss our future plans. Clearly, you know who I am and you know what I'm about. Trips to Japan, beach house down south. You should probably hang out with this top shelf figure who gon' have you in bikinis drinking top shelf liquor. Paparazzi surrounding cameras, flashing, center of attention, lights, action, passion of the night, passionate when I write. I can change your life and we can change every code. This is how it might just be. One night to spring excitement, the team just like the dream life with me. Let's go. Oh, you need a life to a party. Talking different, drinking everything on time of the show.
I was 21 years when I wrote this song. I'm 22 now, but I won't be for long. People ask me when will you grow up to be a man, but all the girls in school are already pushing prayers. I love you then, yes I love you still. Though I put you on a pedestal, the
you this before. I'm burning up between the walls. Figures dancing down the hall. And the only thing I need is time alone. Without sound, sit down the house. Watch the lights soak in the ground. Held my feet up, let my eyes don't pull me down. Finally stepping off, feeling out one with it all. Connected, floating down the way. It's my silence, it's from the sky with your rain. Do you hear that? Am I breathing into a scene I never saw? Counting down the seconds, waiting for an end that never comes. Tonight when I try to dream of all the places I could be, and if you got out, I'll take you in. Think I should tell you this before. I'm burning up between the walls. Figures dancing down the hall. And the only thing I need is time alone. Without sound, sit down the house. Watch the lights soak in the ground. Held my feet up, let my eyes don't pull me down. Tonight when I try to dream of all the places I could be, and if you got out, I'll take you in. Think I should tell you this before. I'm burning up between the walls. Figures dancing down the hall. And the only thing I need is time alone. Without sound, sit down the house. Watch the lights soak in the ground.
What did I get from Amazon? All right. This, I believe, is a poster from the guys that was in the Royale crew that was following along Brian Koppelman on Twitter every day. Very nice. See a nice little screen print here with the coffee cup and the Royale. Very nice job by this guy, Eric Richbell. Something of note today, for the first time since the end of March, Amazon actually had toilet paper delivered to me. I get it via Subscribe and Save. Hasn't been available for 6 months. You can get it in the stores now. Obviously, there's a massive shortage in March and April. I was good because I had a stock, but positive sign. Whiteboard cleaner for my whiteboard in my home office. How do they have these sealed? Light bulbs for the bathroom. Friday, September 25th, just finishing up the week. Actually heading out to Syracuse, see my buddy TJ tonight, crashing there, and then we're going to do the second drop of Record Store Day at a place in Syracuse since they don't do it out here. This will be my first time overnight in over 6 months. A little nervous about traveling this far, going to somebody else's house with everything COVID. I'll be pissed if I catch COVID just doing Record Store Day, but I'll social distance as best I can. But it'll be nice to see him. Actually, the last time I think I was overnight might have been with him as well, because we went down, I think it was when I went and saw Bob Mould play down, I forget where the hell it was, down Switzerland City somewhere. But anyway, hoping to get, there's 5 albums that I'm targeting to get releases for Record Store Day. There's one from Mike Watt, which is a single. It's a Squeeze cover. The Alarms got some live recordings from 1988. The Squirrel Nut Zippers have got an LP out there with only 1,500 releases of it. The Ramones is a 2 LP set that they've got coming out, and not coming out, but it's being released. Obviously, the Ramones aren't around anymore. And then there's actually, this is probably the prime thing I'm looking for. There is a album that's got a bunch, it's actually a dual LP, has a bunch of different artists covering Wilco songs called Wilco Covered. So that's my target. We'll see how well I do. Yankees have kind of sucked this past week. It's basically the last full week of the season. They have lost 4 out of 5 this week between Toronto and losing on the way out of Boston. They play like shit on the road. This team is so Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, they went on that freaking 10-game winning streak, got back in. They had gotten to a point where they were positioned to have home field advantage for the playoffs, which they play great at home, even without fans, and they play like shit on the road. So it looks like they're going to go out to Chicago, but you finish up in Miami, who's actually had a surprisingly good year. There's the dog drinking her water over there. So you can see her. But we'll see. I'll be freaking pissed if they end up having to, don't do better in the playoffs. They've done this before during normal seasons where they kind of limp into the playoffs, flip a switch and do well. But it's been 11 years since they've been to the World Series, and I don't know if this team's got it. We'll see. Anyway, I hope you guys are still enjoying this. A little shorter one because I didn't have as much in the unboxing stuff. Didn't have a watch, which is probably a good thing. The last thing I need is another watch. I got more inbound. But I hope you're safe and well.